here. It only could be here. Oh, European countries, the white countries, where they have a majority of white people. That's where they target black people and they kill black men for no reason at all.
And they need to stop doing that kind of stupidness. He's saying you can't
do that to white people because white people call their congressman and say, hey, my son didn't have his license. Why did the police stop him?
Right.
He's going to just go home and get his license. A black man can't say that. If you say, as soon as they stop you, they say, get on the car. And do not ask the police what I did or why, because that set them off. That set them off.
And it need to be set off.
That's what this man right here is saying. I'll send it to y'all.
And what happened now? What was the cause of it?
Being black.
So what happened? The police stopped him?
This is a police officer saying while he was on the force, before he retired, he used to target black people.
He used to target black folks?
Yes, he used to target black people.
How many black folks he locked up in jail that was innocent?
All who in jail got locked up because of that.
And how many were there that he locked up that was innocent?
The majority of people that they saw, they had a quota that they had to meet. And every time they had to meet their quota, they target a black person.
So was he investigated?
He was not
investigated. They investigated him?
He retired and he's now saying that he realized that was wrong. And he's campaigning against
So they should let all them black people that he arrested out of jail.
They can't let them out of jail because they already got lied on and they spent time and that's what it is.
That's what they did in New York when they found this dirty cop that locked up a lot of black men. They released them black men because they found out that cop was crooked.
Yeah, well, this man right here,
and he planted drugs on the
telling
suspect.
You what his name is and everything.
New York City. New York City, the cop planted drugs on the black. That's why I don't let them search your car, because you don't know. They put drugs in your car. Talking about you selling drugs.
Yes, they do.
New York City, that's everywhere. Philadelphia.
That's what this man is claiming. He's saying that he is sorry for all that he did. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, but he ruined people's lives,
right
though.
Here. He's saying it right now. There's a lot of noise on the bus, right? Yeah. I can send it to you.
But he ruined people's lives, so he need to be locked up and found for being guilty for doing a dirty job.
No, so you can. I send it to GG Peeps now, they can get it. I send it to Terrence Kelly.
How you feel about police brutality?
I feel like all brutality is wrong. Whether it come from the police or the civilian. Whether it's in the family or out of family.
Yeah, but law enforcement is supposed to uphold the law, not break it.
Yeah, but they humans too on the force. If somebody says something to you...
Yeah, but they in a professional capacity.
Yeah, if somebody says something to you out of order, the human side of you would retaliate. You probably throw a slap or you probably
But
would
when
say
you're
a
a paid professional public servant, you're supposed to act accordingly. Don't you agree?
That still don't make you inhuman. You are still susceptible to human activities.
So are there good cops and bad cops?
There have always been good people and bad people, not only cops.
So you think the good cops should weed out the bad cops?
Definitely. People should be trained, especially when they're in service, to deal with the people. You either a people person or you're not. And you either a hot-tempered person or you're not. So people have various qualities and what's not, a certain degree of human dignity that they play out every time when they are faced with a circumstance that is negative or that's contrary to the things that they believe and how they grew up. Now, on the police force, you have something that's called racism. The white cops have to meet a quota, and that open season on black men. As a result, the only way to eradicate some or eliminate some of the racism and the police brutality is to lift the quota that these police officers have to turn in at the end of the period that they're working. As long as there's a quota for them to turn into tally, there's going to be prejudice, racism, and open season on black men because black men don't have nobody to go to. They would never tell a white man jump out your car. They was on a traffic stop. They'd say, "Please, sir, could you show me your registration and your ID?"
So you think the police tactics should be changed?
Yes, there should be changes within the police force. The police forces, they should be trained in psychological warfare. Because when I say psychological warfare, I mean the only thing that they have on their mind is that quota. And who is the weakest people in the citizenry? The black people and the foreigners. As a result, like I was saying, the white people are persons, they can call on their senators, they can call on their leaders in various places, and they would call the police up. But black people don't have nobody they can
Don't
call.
you think the government should represent everyone? It doesn't matter what color or race you are.
The government do represent everybody, but pressure puts a lot of other pressures on areas that most people don't have no control of. They may have a passion, or they may have a feeling to do it, but if they have to make a quota, and that's the only way that's the job that they make their livelihood from, they're gonna prey upon the people who are weakest in the country.
Don't you think the unions, the police unions, are a very powerful union in this country? That's why a lot of laws don't be changed, and the continual police brutality and police continue on abusing their citizens, especially people of color.
In a word, yes. But however, that is the good side of policing, the union and the representatives of the police officers. The unions look out for their people. They make sure that the police officers are not treated with less dignity than the other people within the workforce. However, the people on the workforce who work for the union, some of them, they still have to meet those quotas that are undignified and are unjustified. And like I say, money talks. Anytime when you want to see strengths and weaknesses, you just add some money to it. So those police officers have to go over to their people and treat their people just like you and I. So they are going to prey upon the weak.
Yeah, but I feel that that's dirty money though. If you're not doing the correct thing and you're abusing citizens, you should be accounted for that. Don't you agree?
Again, yes, you were talking about the good side of the workforce. However, that don't have anything about survival. In this world, there's a cliche that goes, survival of the fittest. And the white people are the majority in this country, and they are the fittest. And they have people...
And we only 13% of the population.
13%, and you're only 3/5 human.
Yeah, that's still on the documentation.
They gonna prey on you.
On the Constitution.
Only the strong survive.
They should change that Constitution.
When you send your child to school, if he is trained and well prepared mentally and socially and psychologically, the strong people are called bullies. They're gonna prey on your child. And anytime when your child shows a sign of weakness, they're gonna jump on that and pounce on it, and they're gonna beat him down. The same thing with the police force. They gotta make some money, they got a quota to make, and the white people are strong, the black people are weak, and they're gonna prey on the black people. It's just as simple as that.
So don't you think they should have more black police officers patrolling black neighborhoods instead of white police officers?
Yes, in a word. Again, you're looking at the good side of the law. You're not looking at the strains and the injustices that are placed upon these people. The police officers are not above human. They are humans too. Okay? They don't have no money tree that they can go inside and shake. They have to work. And if the job say you got to bring a certain amount of people in, they can't. Every animal knows the weaker animal, and they're gonna prey on the weaker animal. The strong animals is always gonna overpower the weaker animals. And like I say, the 13% in this country is weak, and the police are gonna pounce and prey on them and bully them. and they're going to meet their quotas. Why?
So-
Because they have to feed their family.
So what do you think the black politicians should do about it? We have black politicians that could change the laws and punish these police officers, which people want.
And again, the answer is yes. There are a lot of black politicians, but black politicians have no power. You got to look where the power is. Even the black politicians have their job to do. They work for the citizens, and they have to also establish their office. They also have to make that their office run like a well-oiled machine. And if you don't have no power, you're gonna be like a lame duck officer.
But the people do have power when they vote. Isn't power in the voting process?
Again, the short answer is yes. There is power in the vote. But after you vote for these people, you don't have no power over the people that you voted for. They have a right to represent you in the way that their conscience allow them to. If they feel like killing a black man is right in their head, there's nothing that you can do to make them feel like it's wrong.
So do you agree with the conviction of Chauvin, the police officer that killed George Floyd?
And here again, the short answer is yes. Because Chauvin was a white officer doing a job and he snapped. I don't believe that Chauvin is inherently bad. I believe that he snapped and something caused him to become infuriated. And he was at the point of no return. And that's what he did. Because of his upbringing or whatever, because of the things that he heard, or the things that he was surrounded with, or the things that he was trained into or grew up under. That caused, you can only act on what you know. You can only act on your experience. If you don't have no other experience, you're gonna act on the experience that you have. And right then, somebody irritated him, made him mad, and he just snapped. I don't believe he's a bad person inside, but I believe he snapped.
But the other police officers that stood around when Chauvin was on George Floyd's neck, don't they supposed to come in and intervene when they know that the police procedure that he was on his neck, he should have got off the man's neck when George Floyd was saying that he can't breathe?
There again, the answer is a short yes. Everybody who works with everybody is trained. They have their, they wear their training like a badge of honor. If you see somebody doing something wrong, whether they your friend, your family, or indifferent, your job is to let them know that this is wrong. And if they fail to act or respond, they are just as guilty as the one who's committing the atrocity.
So do you agree that the police officer that was involved with that, they should get some time? They should do some jail time?
Well, there again, short answer is yes, because they are aiding and abetting. No action or what they call inaction is just as bad as committing it yourself. If you, like I said, if you know it is wrong and you stand there and do nothing, you are aiding and abetting a felony or a crime taking place. A misdemeanor or a felony. Only two. No in between. You either walk away or stand up and fight. And if you don't stand up and fight the injustice, then you are aiding and abetting that injustice.
So what do you think about the Capitol, the insurrection that was caused on the Capitol on January the 6th?
Well, we had a president of this country on January the 6th. And his name was Donald Trump. Donald Trump had the mandate to protect the Capitol. Donald Trump instead said that when y'all go to the Capitol, I'm going to meet you there. While the insurrection was coming, the armed forces should have been mobilized. The National Guard should have been released and mobilized. And that could have been prevented. But the president himself stood back and did nothing. And it was his job to do something.
So why he hold back the National Guard and the police department from intervening and stopping those people from taking the Capitol building?
The man is a very braggadocious person, and in his own words, the words that came from his own mouth is that he supported what was happening. He implied, the words that he spoke implied that he was in support of what the people were doing, and that he didn't see nothing wrong. It was just another day, another tourist day inside the Capitol.
So what's the final analysis about the police department, the insurrection that was called on January the 6th? What do you think the final conclusion about this U.S. government?
Well, the final conclusion is obvious. The insurrection happened. People died. We had a president who was responsible for safeguarding the safety of Americans, and he failed to do that. In fact, his own words convicts him when he said that when y'all go to the march on the Capitol, I will meet y'all there. Now they started breaking up things and was not. The police officers who were there were not sufficient to control an angry mob. So the job of the legislators and the officials in this country was supposed to augment the armed forces and to help eradicate or to calm down and disrupt the violence that was happening. And so it all fall on the shoulders of the people who were responsible. And the person who was at the top at that time is called the president. Number 45, Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump is responsible for all the atrocities that happened at that time.
All right, thank you very much.